Thank you. There we go. First of all, thank you for allowing me to speak to you today. Thanks for the invitation, and I really appreciated attending the session earlier. And what I liked to hear from printers is they're willing to try new things, because to push this industry forward, we need to continue to keep pushing the envelope. So thank you. So Andy really did a good job of setting up my presentation, so thank you, Andy. I've been with Fujifilm, November 21st will be my 35th year at Fujifilm. So I've been with Fujifilm quite a long time. Wrong way. So I'm going to talk to you today about what Andy had talked about quickly. I'm going to try to go through it as well, but when did we make the decision to start re-editing 12647-2? We're going to look back, and everyone's like, why is it taking so long? Well, I'll kind of give you an idea of what's taken so long. The new universal data set that Andy was talking about and why it's so very important, the beta testing that we've been doing, and then what's the benefits moving forward, okay? So what I wanted to show on some of these slides is the actual edits that we've made already to 12647-2, okay? And I'm sure everybody's familiar with this, but obviously I'm not going to read these slides to you, but this is a very, very important printing standard. It's been used around the world. For many years, there's always been one method inside of that document, and it's been the standard TVI. And I actually did AI on TVI, and it actually did pretty good. So, tone value increase, I would imagine everybody in this room understands it, especially since we've been talking about CTV and near neutral, okay? But in this document, up till 2017, there was only one way, and there were many other ways being done around the world. And those methods were done for many, many years, and thousands of printers were actually doing it around the world, and that's the near neutral G7 method. So, in 2018, after a meeting in Japan, it was decided that we're going to go ahead and we're going to make edits, and we're going to include other calibration methods into the document. A very good decision. And we all got working on it really hard, right? Anything where you see the red lines, those are the new edits into the document. So again, I won't read those, but the presentation will be passed out. COVID came, and what did it do? It stopped a lot of business. Didn't mean we stopped in the ISO world, we did it remotely. But it really drastically slowed down our ability to do some testing that we needed to do on presses, because printers were trying to survive delivering work to their customers, right? And that took priority. So actual press runs were difficult to do, but that didn't mean we stopped. We had many, many Teams meetings and Zoom meetings. So coming out of COVID, we formed an ad hoc group of 12 members from around the world to really get 12647 back moving forward and getting it to the point we have today. So as you can see, Andy earlier talked about how we have TVI and CTV already in the document, right? Well, now we're adding into the document near neutral, okay? And this is a big deal because, as Andy had mentioned, some parts of the world are printing TVI, some parts of the world are printing near neutral, and now some parts of the world are printing successfully CTV. So it would be nice if we had an aim that everybody was aiming at for one, and we turned it into finally a unified data characterization data set. What's interesting, I'm giving you guys a little bit of heads up in some of the work that we're going to be doing this week, but these are the actual paragraphs that we have all this new information in. And again, proof that these are reality, that we're working towards harmonizing the document with these different calibration methods. We have done a really good job, in my opinion, of working with experts to describe the different calibration methods so that the user can pick which method is good for his or her locations and print customers, okay? So all the descriptions are in the document as well. So what I'm sliding through here in about a couple minutes took literally years and years and years to get done, but we're finally at a really good state with the document. So let's move to the next phase. If we're going to go ahead and update the the standard to more ways to align a press that are known and tested and being done in the world, why not, as Andy has shown, why don't we try to harmonize a reference data, a target, a center point that everybody can aim at, regardless of the calibration alignment that you're using. So how about, let's try to harmonize. So, as Andy had discussed, it was interesting that FOGR 39, FOGR 51, and CRPC 6, Greco 2013, that's a mouthful, are very, very close to each other. So, in many, many meetings, we finally got a consensus to move forward to make some of these changes to the existing data sets. So back, I don't even know the actual dates, but I guess I think it was 2021, we came out with the first version of UCD1, which is Universal Characterization Data Set 1. And I volunteered to go ahead and run the worldwide first test. And it really was done by vendors and consultants. We didn't do an actual user test. And realistically, what I'm showing here, I'm not going to be going through all these, but these are how close those plots are, okay? Those current data sets. So we came up with how to do the test, we came up with a form, and we came up with the method of, okay, let's have this done, and I believe we met finally it was in the UK where we finally, and we had samples from North America, from Europe, and from the Asia Pacific Rim, okay? And these were the processes that we went through, and we had many, many samples printed, and it was great when we got to the UK to view these. I actually cut them up, and I wrote on the backside of some of the images the type of calibration. So we laid them on the table with no idea what they were, and everyone looked at them, and there wasn't a single expert who got them right, but they were all very, very close to each other, which was fantastic to see. And that was in our very first version of the UCD. And that's depicted by some other softwares that we used. Obviously, at Fujifilm, we used ColorPath. But when I ran the test, I wanted to use other tools. So we used the Curve tool, and then we also used the Press Sign tool. And lo and behold, we got really good results across all of those tools, measuring in and checking the aims and the metrics. This was still just our very first UCD1. So what was this is the last sheet that I had out, and this was from a light booth, but you can see in this picture here, we have a digital press sheet, an offset to TVI, an offset to near neutral, and we also have a J-press sheet, and if I didn't mark them and we laid them on a table, it was too hard for people to tell them apart. So it was very, very accurate test. So what did we decide? We have something here, let's keep moving forward, okay? So the way we went, we kept working towards the current version that we're running, the test. So in June of this year, Andy asked me to put together a user beta test for around the world. I'm like, whoa, that's a big task. So I got to it, working with my team as well as Andy's team and Barbara's team, or Brenda's team, I'm sorry. We put together a collaborated effort to print, gather the information, and then we will review those sheets here, and then I will also take sheets back to the United States and read them back into the three softwares to see how they look as well. So let me give you guys a little peek at what we've done so far. So if you are interested, we still have this up and running. Go up to the ICC website. Thank you, Max. And you can download, you can see the UCD beta test profile and the characterization data are up there for you to download and use for proofing. The document on how to do it is also in there, so very easy to do. I'm happy to say there's been 8 tests in the United States. Brenda, I believe, has 3 or 4 that have been completed for the UCD test, and Andy has a few running as well. So we should have a pretty good number of tests done around the world. And from what we've done in the United States, I'm happy to say, and Andy had mentioned this earlier, if you're already printing to FOGR 51 or 39, and you're already printing to Greco 2013, and you are printing in alignment, testing and validating it, if you go ahead and you start aiming at the UCD version 4, at least with our results, with 8 locations in the United States, we've been able to hit TVI, near neutral, and UCD accurately across all press runs. And I'll have those sheets that the team will see. But here's some of the reporting that was gathered. These are the sheets that I'll show tomorrow. But again, using the other softwares that we had to actually add stuff into for new metrics, we've been able to now be able to tell the validation that this is easily done if you're in alignment, okay? So I want to thank Andy for his slide, and I've added to it. But the reality is, can we hit the concept that Andy shows for tomorrow? I'm standing here in front of you after running 2 beta tests and 1 worldwide with users now. I can tell you that this is definitely doable. In the United States, we've done some testing with brand owners in New York City for proofing, and we've done national account press runs. And in my meetings with the group tomorrow, I'll show them, or during this week, I'll show them some comments. But some very large printers and very large agencies are fully on board with just the work that we've already performed right now. So I'm very excited that this is moving forward, and as this is an offset standard, we've been able to use this on digital presses as well, and it's been a really nice feature to see that it can actually be done. I'm willing to take questions. I know I have a little bit of time. Brenda, I was able to get this in less than 20 minutes. But I'll be here for the rest of today, and I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.